I think Democrats failed to explore other options. They failed to look for other avenues to communicate with the public. They are relying on dying outlets in a dying industry, cable TV news. And they have to be way more innovative, way more creative in figuring out ways to reach people, including people who don't like politics all that much. Hi, this is Jen Rubin, and this is Jen Rubin's Green Room. Comcast, the big cable company, announced that it was spinning off a number of its cable networks, including MSNBC. This week, we also saw Joe and Mika troop down to Mar-a-Lago, forgetting for a moment that their audience despises Trump, that their audience was counting on them to help hold the line against Trump, forgetting for a moment that their audience has no interest in whatsoever in, quote, opening conversations with Trump. What were they thinking? Who do they think their audience was? Well, perhaps this wasn't about their audience. Perhaps this was them trying to defend themselves or avoid retribution that they thought was coming their way. But really, these are rich, famous people. What have they got to worry about? It was just an appalling example of how eager so many elites are to fall in line, to curry favor, to deflect attention, to deflect any kind of incoming criticism that might come their way from the White House. So they are getting hammered for it. They are hemorrhaging their audience. And this, of course, only exacerbates the reason and the problem why MSNBC and its other cable networks are being spun off. And that is cable television is dying. People do not sit there hour after hour anymore watching cable news. They have other things to do. They'd rather be online. They'd rather be watching entertainment program. And in particular, people who are educated, college-educated people, who make up the demographic that is very sought after by advertisers, those are the people who are appalled by this election. And frankly, they don't want to hear it anymore. They're taking a vacation from the news. And it may last for a while, frankly. They just can't bear it. And you know what I mean. Most of you probably haven't watched MSNBC since the election either. And not understanding your audience and continuing to serve up the same chewed over talking points with the same panels, essentially the same program day after day after day, hour after hour, is no longer working. So Comcast has said, fine, spin you off, you guys go fend for yourselves. And the question after the spinoff is completed will be whether that's a viable business model. Can they afford to pay Rachel Maddow, God bless her, $20+ million a year? Is there advertising to support that? Or are there cable fees to support that? We don't know. We don't know if MSNBC a year from now is going to exist or whether it's going to be in some slimmed down fashion. But I would suggest this, that they rethink their model. Get rid of the pattern of chewing over the same 3 or 4 stories all day long with a shuffling of panelists all parroting back the same line to the host. This is not working. It's boring. It's not good TV. They need to do something else. And they should look to models that are successful. They should look to people like The Onion. Hey, they've purchased InfoWars. I can't wait to watch what they're going to program. They should look to shows that, yes, are perhaps lighter on the news, but actually have much more information than they do. Take the Comedy Channel. You get more from a John Oliver monologue than you do from a day or two of watching CNN or MSNBC. And by the way, I'm an MSNBC contributor. Yes, at least I have the honesty, I have the candor to tell you this is not going to work, and this is not continuing to work. And what's more, by hanging on to these legacy outlets that are failing, I think Democrats failed to explore other options. They failed to look for other avenues to communicate with the public. They are relying on dying outlets in a dying industry, cable TV news. And they have to be way more innovative, way more creative in figuring out ways to reach people, including people who don't like politics all that much. And that's the big challenge. Those were the people who, frankly, went along voting for Trump because they didn't know too much about what he had in mind and what he had planned and really his threat to their well-being. So I think once we get past a stage in which we are doing the same thing over and over again, otherwise known as the definition of insanity, if you expect a different result, then perhaps we can experience some innovation. And maybe we can expect something better from news that we get streamed over the air, via cable, however you get things. But one thing, you can always come here because I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to be provocative. Oh, I get the right wingers very, very upset. For example, when I accuse them of not really caring about the welfare of children. Ooh, did that get them upset? Well, so be it. We're going to tell the truth. We're going to talk to you. I want to hear from you because unlike Mika and Joe, I care about my audience and I want to hear what you think. So send in notes in the chat. Tell me what you're interested in and what you're not interested in. And if you enjoy the program and our other programs, please tell your friends. They can follow us wherever they get their podcasts. Bye-bye.